No, you don't need to be a writer to become an author because that would presuppose that only the writers of the world have a story.
Pete Grimes has helped hundreds of C-level executives turn their own stories into best-selling books.
Everybody has a message, everybody has a mission.
I don't know exactly how to write it. I don't know how to have my message. How would you take that heavy lifting?
You've already written the book, really. The problem is it's in your head, it's on Post-its, it's in PowerPoint
It's
presentations.
all over the place.
It's all over the place.
Yes.
And I consolidate it.
Even thinking about like there's a lot of like a puzzle. It looks like, okay, you need to get a message in, you need to accumulate all the assets from different places.
So it's my job to make sure that you don't get lost in the shuffle. There's no analysis paralysis, there's no overwhelm. That's why I like to do it in 2 days because it's concentrated.
Yeah, that's such a good point.
Just tell your story. Speak your story into existence.
Hello everyone, welcome to an AIpreneurs success story. Today we have a very special guest, Pete Grimes, with us today in this beautiful Malibu, California mansion. You can see the view on the back, right? We can have a mountain, we have the ocean. So we just had a 3 days mastermind with Pete and some of our other clients in here in this beautiful mansion. And today we want to talk about authority building, branding with Pete. That's what his authority, and then he's working with like high-level CEOs to help them to brand, to get their voice out there through writing book and all of the things, that amazing thing he has to offer. So Pete, hello.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you for the invitation to be here, actually. I'm from California, as you know, so coming back to my beautiful California is amazing. You know, Miami is pretty flat. I love these mountains. But yeah, we were just talking about that. The event was amazing. A lot of brainstorming with very interesting people. You know, my business focus is on C-level executives, but something that really moves me a lot is just everybody has a message, everybody has a mission. I have this theory that could probably be explained more profoundly, but it's just a ripple effect. And there are people doing mini miracles every day. And if they could contribute their mini miracles, and that could pay it forward to a lot of people, world's a better place. And to that point, there are like big players who are here yesterday, billionaires, as you mentioned. But there are other people doing amazing things and are inspired by the projects they have in front of them. And they may not be billion-dollar projects, but they just want to make a difference. And that's me too. I want to make a difference in people's lives.
That's great. I really love what you do. So take us back to the story of how did you come with the idea of, you know, helping the C-level executive to take the branding at the authority, train the message so they can actually, you know, level up.
So there were 2 steps to that, actually. And one was with my dad. My dad's a voracious reader, and but he wasn't a writer. He never had a book. And we worked with this group called Story Corps, and they have a mission to record the stories of everyone in the country in the National Archives. So it's an audio history of the U.S. We did that for my dad, and then suddenly we realized we have these CD-ROMs, but you don't have CD players anymore. What are we going to do with this? So I quickly transcribed that using web services, and so I have this text file. It's enormous. Then I massaged it into a book. So here's my dad, who was a voracious reader, never had a book, and now he did. And our family has that as a family heirloom, and for his grandchildren to read about where he came from, what moved him, you know, all these stories that would otherwise be lost. And so this is a very interesting side note too. There's a lot of news about dementia and people losing memories. How cool is it to record your family stories with the older people around you before they disappear? So that's kind of was the original inspiration. But then I was part of an executive speaking circuit. And these are C-level executives from Fortune 500 companies, the big players in our industry, you know, in the sector. And there was this running question they would ask each other, you know, when we're at dinner later, they'd just say, well, what's next? What's next for me? And I didn't understand, because these guys for me were at the peak of their careers. And I didn't understand that question. You've got everything. And that's the problem. Like once you have everything, it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. What do you do after that for fulfillment? And the answer is you help other people. And so they didn't know how they were going to be able to help other people. And so I'll make this a short story or a long story longer. And so I was on stage with this really amazing guy. We did a fireside chat, and people gave us a standing ovation and got off the stage, and I high-fived him. I was like, you're amazing. You should do this full time. as a speaker. Instead of high-fiving me, his shoulders shrugged, and he was looked visibly upset. I said, "What's wrong? What did I say?" And he said, "I'd love to do this full time, be on stages, speak to people, affect people's lives. I just wouldn't know where to start." And he walked away. And at Dana, it was 30 seconds later. That was my aha moment, the light bulb moment. I go, I know what he needs to do. I'm a marketing guy. First, we have to just consolidate his 30 years of experiences, blood, sweat, and tears, as I like to say, and lessons into a cornerstone book, a landmark book, and then blow that up and repurpose that into marketing. That's when you and I met. And I thought, with your lab tools, and everyone's concerned about AI, but if you have AI working for you, automating things, but you plug it in with this book that comes with all the insights of this gentleman or this woman in their career, it's like putting a heart in the Tin Man, I like to say, putting a heart in the robot. And that's how it started. It was that one cathartic moment coming off the stage. And I say it was a day I ruined an executive standing ovation. But I ruined the standing ovation, but I got a cathartic moment. And I worked with him later too, so he's happy.
Well, that's so amazing. So all started with the story of your dad, that, he passed away, but this is a memory that everything's a book to all the way to what impact it could have in the C-level people. So if you're gonna just say the top 3 bullet points in terms of impact. So if I'm in a high leader, C-level executive, what would the impact has on me if I write a book about my life or about education? And what would you also recommend? 2 questions into one. What would you also recommend to include in the book? Like, let's say I want to write, I don't have a book yet, and I know who I need to go to when I need to write a book.
This is going to change, people.
Exactly. I know who I need to go to. I'm going to be ready soon. But number one, if I was going to write a book, do I write a book about my story and kind of mix it with education, or just education? And what would you recommend? And also what impact it would have as a kind of top 3 impact? If you do the book, I don't know, these are the 3 things that's going to help with your branding. What would that 3 things
That's
would
good. And I love these open-ending questions because I'm not shy and I could just go to town here. No, but so in your situation, any other situation, when I tell people, one of the biggest hurdles for most executives, they think that nobody wants to hear from you, or I'm not ready yet, or my story won't resonate with anyone. And I always tell them the first exercise you do is just reflect on the conversations you've had with people and how those conversations have changed lives, right? And how good do those people feel when they left speaking with you at 10? And I'm one of them, right? I've spoken with you. You've given me great advice, and I felt good. And how good does that make you feel afterwards, like being of good advice? So then you have a message that resonates, and that should be your inspiration. Do you need to be a writer, which is the other kind of the block people have, the writer's block, no pun intended. People have it, and it's like, no, you don't need to be a writer to become an author, because that would presuppose that only the writers of the world have a story. And we all know this not to be true, right? We all have stories. And so and we developed an IP where you just tell your story, speak your story into existence. So I speak with people like we're doing right now, and the transcripts from this interview go right into the book. So it's these leaders having conversations, telling their stories as they've done 100 times, very naturally. And it comes out in the pages very naturally as well. So they have a book that they're proud of. It's not a book that's written by AI. It's not a book that they've spent years and years doing, because these people are very busy and they're spending years trying to write a book. Do the math, like they're making $300,000, $500,000 a year. They take 3 months away to do this book. That's an expensive book. And opportunity costs there too. And opportunity away from their families. And I said, look, meet with me for a weekend. Your book will be done. You've done the heavy lifting by that point, a career in this, and get it done. And to answer your other question, what do you write about? So I tell people who say, I'm just going to wait until I retire. And I know this isn't your case. You got a lot more to go. No,
they procrastinate. I will wait until something happens, and then 5 years later.
Absolutely. And I tell them someday has a cost. For a couple of reasons. One is that, first and foremost, that this isn't a goodbye letter. It's not a memoir. It's not like, okay, I'm hanging up my gloves, going out to pasture, I'm done. This is when you're still relevant, when you're still in the game. So forget about the memoir till you're retired. This is a book where you could still make an impact. It is educational. And I build that into my book. What I do is the book in that interview starts as a course, like a you were going to teach somebody AI, where would you start? How do you start at the beginning, meet them where they are, and lead them till they become a professional? Because that's what people want, a transformation. So people feel that then I turn that course, DNA of a course, into the structure of the book. So
Yes,
people
okay.
read the book and they feel the transformation because they
Yeah.
learn. Because it's nothing worse than to be in a movie or 2 hours into a movie. Like, where is this movie going?
So would it be the job of you, the writer, is to make sure that the book comes inspirational? Because like people like, I'm a CEO, okay, I have a message, but I don't know how to change this message to be inspirational or transformational, and that would be your job to do it, basically.
So now I'm getting excited.
I would say that's a question for a lot of people, or objections that I don't know exactly how to write it, I don't know how to have my message. How would you take that heavy lifting?
So I love that question because I think you guys on this call, on this interview, I may have a new client.
Because we're always on the call, right?
Yeah. So so let's talk about you, like how you do this. So absolutely, it's the message. The idea is how do you lead them through a transformation?
Exactly.
So it's my job to make sure that you don't get lost in the shuffle. There's no analysis paralysis. There's no overwhelm. And it's like, so I lead you through it. It's literally, that's why I like to do it in 2 days, no more, no less, because it's concentrated. And I do say, well, let's meet these readers where they are, meet them at the beginning. Yes. What would you tell someone who's never started before? Where should they begin? What should the next steps be? So it is a course. You're already teaching this, right? So I tell people, you've already written the book, really. My job is just to put it all together. Because then I tell, you and
connect
others.
all the dots and make sure the message comes transformational.
Right. And I said, you've written the book. The problem is it's in your head. It's on Post-its. It's in PowerPoint presentations.
All over the place.
It's all over the place.
Yes.
And I consolidate it. But not only that, and this is where AI comes in for me too, is that I do research with AI. There are a lot of tools for amazing research, and which is really important.
Yeah.
The greatest authors of our time, Grisham and Michener, they had teams of people researching for them, history, law, and it gives validity to their message. So I would say, Dana, you tell your story. I'm going to do the research. I marry those two in the book. So now we have the third-party resources, third-party credibility that are going to add to your credibility. And then once your book is done, it's amazing because you may not know this, but there's this lab of AI tools where I plug it into later. You may have heard about it.
Yes, of course. We build one of them ourselves.
And the reason, and so which is helping me because I take that book later and I build a platform and I turn it into keynote addresses, presentations.
Oh, wow.
TED Talks.
So you repurpose it for other things. That book could be repurposed for so many other things that you could use it.
So I have a feeling you don't need my help for that part because you're pretty good at that. But I could definitely help you.
No, I mean, we do because, even thinking about like, there's a lot of like a puzzle. It looks like, okay, you need to get a message in, you need to accumulate all the assets from different places, then you need to post book, repurpose it for this and that. That someone comes like Peter, his expertise is literally doing that. Done for your service, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And I believe that a lot of the like high-level CEOs, they're very busy. Even though maybe they can just use AI or something, like obviously we use AI, but who can be bothered?
Yeah.
Would you prefer to get someone that Peter said, don't worry about it, it's stress-free, I'll take care of everything for you?
Thank you. Can I share a really exciting moment
Of
for
course.
you? Yeah. So there's a moment and let's not forget it has to be published.
Yeah.
So we do it in Amazon Kindle because that means anywhere in the world where Amazon Prime is, your book has worldwide distribution in 2 days. How they do it, I don't know, because it used to be you needed to do a print run of 1,000, 5,000 books. It just gets expensive. But so there's a moment where we've designed their cover, beautiful cover. The interior format's amazing.
Wow.
The manuscript fully edited, and we load it up there. And I help them load it because this is part of our launch plan because we want to aim for a bestseller launch. There's some ninja tricks you have to do about categories and keywords and all that. But it says, okay, let's upload your cover and your manuscript. Boom, and there it is live now. You're a published author.
Wow.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah.
And this phone call with people is crazy. People have cried. Not because it was painful, but because they're excited about it.
Yeah.
Right? And they said,
all of a sudden they see that everything that they've been doing for many, many years is all into the book.
That's right. They said, I've had all these ideas in my head and somehow you found a way to extract them, but I never thought they'd show up in print. And here they are. And that was really funny. There's an author of mine who said, My biggest critic and biggest fan, my wife, read the book. She's so excited because she says it sounds like me. And it's like, and this is a compliment to you too, because
wow.
she would never say that
Because
otherwise.
there's
And-
no one that knows you better than your wife.
Yeah. And his biggest critic and fan. And that's what we aim for. It has to sound like them. They have to feel represented by this book because it's something that's their authority, you know, that, and their kids are going to see it, their peers are going to see it. And it's their mark in the world as well, right? That lasts forever.
And what would you say about some people say, oh, I can write a book with AI or ChatGPT, right? Some people have that question. Why would I need to go to someone like Pete, that expertise? Like, what would the difference be? Someone just go to ChatGPT, hey, I want to write a book, or versus come to you?
Right. I hear that a lot. You can imagine, right?
Of course. So, that's one of the biggest objections.
Yeah. You know, it's funny that right now what we see a lot, even in social media, is AI slop. It's just people doing that for posts. Imagine getting a book and it's that same AI slop. People are going to know. And if you're writing this book for your authority, your credibility, and if that's important to you, my company is called Legacy Thought Leadership for a reason. It's not the influencer wants vanity statistics or the thought leader who just wants to speak at a hotel ballroom without anything else. This is to make an impact, to teach the leaders of the future or teach the other leaders of the future, thus creating your leadership tree. Your ripple effect, as I talked about before, growing exponentially, and your impact, your legacy. So using an AI book, and I just give you paint a picture for you. Your book's published, you did with AI, and someone comes up to you and says, Tina, congratulations on your book. and you know that.
I know what you're about to say.
Yeah. And it's like, and it's been published by AI. Is that going to make you feel proud, or is that going to be a little bit of like a gut punch?
Yeah. I actually know some people that have AI book, they don't even know what's inside the book. I'm honestly serious about it. I have a couple of friends that they told me that they wrote a book with AI and someone came to them and said, oh, I didn't know, by the way, you do that. And then they were like, did I do that? Is that something in the book? They didn't even bother to read their own book that written by AI. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hear those stories all the time.
That's painful. They couldn't take the time to read their own book. Don't do that.
Do not do that, definitely.
So one of the things we do for quality control to that point, which is good, is that we don't move forward unless we get the green light at every stage. And one of these quality control checkpoints is that we build out the first chapter or two, and I send it to the author. So they're forced to read it because I said, I'm not moving.
I love that.
Until I get your okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
So it makes you force them, because you don't want to write the entire book and then come back and say, oh, I didn't like the way that it started or the direction that it was.
And I don't want to give it to them in that lump sum, like, okay, here's your book, now read it, and what you think. So this is a correction check. So it's okay. Yeah. 2 chapters in, does it sound like you? Yes. Do you like this? Is there too much resource, information, or too little? One thing that I find that's very interesting too is that, you know, I mentioned that in the DNA of the book is a course. But then what we do as to help our authors, because it's not just a book, it's a platform. How are you going to, once it's published, many books go there to die. No one will ever, the authors sometimes don't read them, and who else will? But that's when I say that's when the magic happens, right? Where we really leverage it. So we build out like a playbook. So you get to the conclusion of the book, you've had this journey, and now they know, like, and trust you. So as a business leader who wants clients, it's very important, because I had someone telling me they came to a sales call. They had the book in their hands that they had written. It was underlined and everything else. And so I already knew, liked, and trusted this person. They were just there to negotiate a deal. Like the sale had been done, right? Yes. But what we want to do is turn passive readers into active followers. So how do you do that? To get to the conclusion, it's like, if you've loved what you learned, follow Tina Begler on YouTube. She has courses, you could do that. Okay. She's going to buy a book.
Yes, I think that I'm almost sold. We are getting very close to be sold.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then,
and you need to do the close at the end. When would you like to start?
Yeah, exactly. When would you like to start?
When would you like to start? That's how you close people.
Thank you. See, I'm learning something.
You don't ask it. Okay, this is just a sales lesson. Instead of trying to ask that, would you like to proceed? Because then it created that. Because I could say no. He said, when would you like to start?
Yeah.
Next week.
Right. Right. It's so true. Right? Yeah. Good. Yes. That's good. Thank you. I'm going to make a little note.
I'm going to make a note of that. Maybe would you like to start?
It's going to sound really familiar to you, and I say that in a minute or two, and like, no, but so that's a secret. Like, you want people to not put the book down, never do anything again, because that's not legacy thought leadership.
Exactly.
That's just, going through the motions. They have a playbook, they get to work right away, and you have them go to your website to download it. So now they're part of your family, right? They're
Yes.
following you, and so that's really good. So when would you like to start?
Would you like to start? Here we go. I think we definitely need to have a thought.
Yeah.
I think maybe we will go pricey. Just have a talk to see what's involved with stuff. And it's something I want to do for a while. To be honest, just keep procrastinating. Because thinking about, I think if I think that way, a lot of you that listening, high level CEOs, you would think the same. I don't have time. That's one of the biggest objection. I'm too busy. I don't have time for the book yet. And you know what? As a C-level executive, you never have time. That's the reality.
Right.
You think that you have time next month. No, you don't. As you go, you get busier. So tell me. Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Yes, you're very ready to go. So what's involved? Like if I was going to start with you next week, okay? So what do you need from me? And how many hours I need to spend to give you the assets that you need to be able to finish that book?
Watch this.
Yes.
Instead of speaking hypothetically,
that's the biggest
about
objection, by the way. A lot of the
So it's funny you say that. So let's talk about the math first. For an average, 200-page book on average, which is the sweet spot where you want to be, not a 600-page book.
200 is recommended.
Yeah, it's a nice sweet spot.
Like
There's shorter books like Who Moved My Cheese, which is 90-something pages, but 200 plus pages. It's about 4 to 6 hours speaking time.
Okay.
So let's say like today, I changed my flight, got a later flight out tonight. We could be done with your book today.
Oh, wow.
We're already filming, we're already recording. It's about 4 to 6 hours speaking time. There's a coffee maker downstairs. So what do you mean speaking time?
That means like you need to interview me, or what is exactly?
So how it starts with, this is the interesting part too, actually, and I'm glad now you're in the driver's seat.
Yes.
How is this going to work for me? Those are those tells, people, when you hear that. She's already in the driver's seat. So what we do, I say that you just speak your book into existence. This requires having a smoking hot outline, as I say. It's not trademarked.
Yes.
No one would trademark that.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
But and what that entails is it's the book structure. It's a roadmap. It's an outline and more, because in that outline we have already the third-party research involved, the nice twists and stories, and I use storytelling lenses. Like now, explain it to me like I'm 5. Because we have to meet the readers where they are. Because your level is here, and you want to help people raise their level.
Yes.
So explain it to me like I'm 5. Use analogies. Use metaphors. Let's break the myths, because people have these blockages and myths in their head. So this is all built in. So by the time you and I sit down, we have the roadmap here. For each chapter, I have 4 to 6 questions. Laser focused on the thesis of each chapter. So it's just really cohesive. So I'll ask you 4 to 6 questions on this chapter's thesis, and it's built into the book. And then we build it block by block, as I say. And then we move to the next chapter, chapter 2, 4 to 6 questions. By the time we're done, this smoking hot outline has guided us through. It's essentially a script, and we've written your book. You've spoken your book into existence, and you've done it from the heart. You've been your natural self. It's in your own words, because it's all.
You don't need any assets, like written assets. It's just about we talking for a couple of hours to put together everything. That's it.
Right. I come super prepared, and it helps that the author shares with me presentations they've done, articles they've had, blogs they've done. Above all, what's their goal for the book, right? Because that makes a big difference. What do you want when the reader gets to the last page? It's really important. This is super important. When the reader gets to the last page, what should they be thinking? And that's key. And one little exercise as well that's really important. Sometimes you try to, and you know this from advertising as well, you try to speak to too many people. You got to be laser focused on who your avatar is. Same is true in a book. Speak to it as if you're speaking to one person. Like, say you're writing the story for your parents. If they were gonna, or someone else who's gonna be your customer, maybe. I don't know if your parents are gonna join us in the mastermind or not, but
maybe one day.
One day. That's under negotiation
they just
as well.
Speak English. Yeah.
That's funny, but that's it. But when you're speaking in public, or when you're writing a book, have one person in mind and make it more personal. Because you're speaking to that person, you're teaching this one person how do they transform their lives, and it makes it more personable.
Yeah, that's such a good point.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to be too generic, talking to everyone, you go laser focus who you want to help, and have your story relate to that. But I guess that would be your expertise come in place and say, tell me who's your avatar, what message you want to give. Then you put together in a way that the message and talking to that is specific.
Exactly. It has
That's amazing.
And this comes from making mistakes. My biggest mistake in my first book was that I was done. I was excited. It's like, this is great. And I happened to see a YouTube video of one of these people I follow, you know, a brilliant person who said, okay, do this exercise in your book. How, you know, a word count. How many times have you used first person singular? Like talking about me. I was like, oh my God. And it was everywhere in my book.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to be sick because I didn't want the book to be about me. I really was writing a book to help other people.
So people can relate.
Yeah. It has
they
to be
can
about
feel
the
like,
reader.
oh, this is me, this used, you know, your past, I would say.
That
your past is what the audience can relate.
Right, exactly.
How you were in the past, the hero's journey.
Yeah, the hero's journey, yeah. And it's those mistakes too. It's like, well, I don't know if I'm ready because I've made so many mistakes. Perfect. Really, people like learn from mistakes. You know, they want to hear that. And so, and this was my mistake and what you can learn from.
And that's how you can learn from it, and it can help other people exactly how you need to put the messaging together for.
Yeah. I like to tell a story too, how
I'm getting very close to
okay,
like I'm 90% there.
You,
to say yes.
Would you let me see? Where's my contract?
Another 5-10 minutes. It's like, when do we start? Shake the hands.
yeah, that's good. You've seen it live here. I'll have witnesses.
No, honestly, like you guys listening to this, you can see the value that the pitch can bring to you. Like I honestly, I think the value is like limitless.
Yeah.
I cannot even give a price to it or anything because like that's super important for your branding, giving your message out there, and completely hassle-free. That's what I like about it. He takes the entire hassle from you, right? You don't have to worry about it. You're a busy executive. Don't worry about anything. I take care of everything for you. Just sit with me for a few hours. We're done. Yeah. This is amazing, by the way. You should be proud of yourself.
Oh, thank you.
It's like make it really to be hassle-free, make it easy for people and get that message in.
I like to tell people, and I'll give you the same question. It's like, I have the system down. You will be a published author. And it's something you're going to be proud of. So first, let's celebrate, you know, you're a published author. And then, but let's take the next step. Let's lean into that. And like, where do you want to go with it? Like, where do you picture yourself in 1 year or 5 years? Are you on stages? Are you on advisory level boards? And, you know, people always want to ask you, you know, what do you charge for this? And I say, well, you know, it kind of depends. And, you know, we're not talking about that today, but I say, like, think about the opportunities you're generating, not just book sales, because book sales, really, you're making royalties. It's more about your branding and authority that builds for you. Exactly.
Which is priceless.
So imagine you get on an advisory board role.
Yeah.
What that company is going to pay you at Dena to be on their advisory board.
Yeah.
So just getting closer. So how much money you can make from that advisory board? Or speaking gig, you know, you do a lot of speaking. Hey, they want you to be top entrepreneur in Australia. Come to the things and you negotiate your price. It's like, well, last year I charged this year I'm a bestseller. Price is going up, people, I'm sorry. And they're okay with that as well because their audience wants to listen to a bestseller. Right. So this is what I tell people. If you're only thinking about book sales, because that's the first question people ask, how much will I make on the book? It's like, I'll do the math for you, but that's really a short vision. The long vision is to think about the opportunities, speaking opportunities, advisor roles, consulting, big ticket clients, you know, all those things that come with you. And
you get one client from that, then it will pay off for the entire thing.
Big time.
Especially in high ticket.
Yeah. So you're going to laugh at the story. And this is going to make this feel a lot easier for a lot of other people. You're already laughing. That's perfect. Yeah. You're such an amazing audience. And a hostess as well.
I kind of can guess what you're about to say. That's what I'm laughing.
Okay, well, we'll see. Yeah. I'm not sure because this is kind of a funny story. Is that my co-author is a Labrador Retriever named Mojo.
Your dog?
My brother's dog, actually.
Your brother's dog.
Beautiful Labrador.
Yeah.
And I was house sitting, dog sitting, babysitting Mojo. And with my smoking hot outline. So I said, Mojo, this is the day. This is the day we speak my book into existence. Because I had my outline, hot pot of coffee. My brother had his pool in the back. So Mojo and I go to the pool and I start talking my book into existence with my script. And that was a very primitive version of what I have now. It still worked. Still was 7, I had bestseller categories. It was bestseller in 7 out of 10 categories. So I'm very happy with that book. But nothing like the quality of the books I'm doing for my, embarrassed to say, happy to say, I should say, for my clients now. So sat with Mojo, okay, let's run around, play with the ball. Back to chapter 2. Okay, Mojo, let's jump in the pool. Back to chapter 4. Another pot of coffee. By the end of the day, we played with Mojo in the pool, got a great tan, ran around with him, and I was done with my book. I'd spoken into existence. By this time it was nighttime, and I looked up Mojo and said, "Hey, Mojo, we did it." And it was a 200-page book, spoken into existence in 4 to 6 hours,
Wow.
And it was done. So do you have time? I think there's an opportunity cost to not doing it. And I spoke about this earlier. Someday has a price.
Mm-hmm.
I say to people, like, think about how you explain compound interest to your children or to other people. What's the story? It's like the Chinese say about planting a tree. Best time to do it was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. Same with compound interest.
Yes.
Had you done it 20 years
100%.
ago, your life would be different.
Yeah.
Next best time to start thinking about compound interest financing is today, is what you would tell your children.
100%.
Your brand is the same thing. Your impact is the same way. You write this book, the best time to have done it would have been 20 years ago. Next best time is today.
I think a lot of the people just overthink. They're just waiting for like a perfect moment.
Yeah.
Say, oh, maybe I do later, just procrastinate. And it's not just with the booking business as well. Like people know they want to do something, but they're just trying to bring objections, and your brain comes and says, oh, not now because you're busy, not now because you're not ready yet, and you're never ready.
So I came to you to help you get me out of my own way. That's why you go to speak with someone who's done it. And so I tell my clients the same thing. It's like, I'm going to help you get out of your own way. There's no analysis paralysis, no imposter syndrome, no writer's block. Let me drive. Like you, everyone, you're helping people all the time. Let me help you, and we'll get this done. And so now, just to finalize that, tie a bow to that compound interest, the idea is that you get that one speaking gig. Now they've seen you on stage. Now that turns into 3 other opportunities, right?
Exactly.
So you start a day.
Just open up all the doors.
Advisory board role. Hey, so I'm on this advisory board role. So do you think people looking for someone on their board, they're going to choose someone who has no experience or someone who's already on a board?
Yes.
That opens up another doorway there too. So speaking gigs, client referrals, advisory board. So that compound effect starts the day you...
And it's a lifetime thing. It's not like you write a book, then it's going to help your branding like over time for many years to come.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I think too, it's like if you want to manage how people see you or what they'll say about you in the future, if you want to control that, you manage it yourself. And one of the ways you do that is you publish it, you get ahead of it. One thing I like too, and this is something that would be interesting for you to think about as well, you're generating a lot of new tools and ideas and frameworks. IPs, like we all know, is once you get to a certain level that, I think Ty was talking about that in the events yesterday, Ty Lopez, that once you're getting this level of income, you're going to get lawsuits.
Speaking of Ty Lopez, this guy's going to write a book for him. Doing celebrity book writing.
Okay, why don't you lead the way? You go first and then we'll work on him.
Start today?
Yeah, okay. Changing my flight, I'll do that.
No, I'm completely sold. I honestly think that that's absolutely no-brainer for every CEO. And you guys heard it. You don't need to spend too much time. Don't overthink it. Get your messaging out there, and that's going to elevate your brand. I think that's a final message.
Yeah.
So if people want to work with you, how could they find you?
Great question. Okay, so my website is petegrimes.com. I spent a lot of time thinking about that.
Put the link in there so you guys can click on the link.
Yeah, put the link. I think something I'll do too, which is really interesting, and just to show how easy this is, I have an amazing tool. It includes 3 prompts. It's an AI world, but it's not AI to write your book. It's AI to help you get inspired to tell your story. So it's like, how would I tell this to a 5-year-old? What are the myths? What are the myths blocking people? Help me with the research. And so in 3 prompts, you can spell out your whole game plan.
So if anyone wants just to start small to see what they can do, they can just, there's a link for it?
Click, I'll give you this link.
So we put the link in you look at the description, the link should be there. You just click if you want to get access to that for free. Thank you so much for being generous.
Thank you. Because I was just going to say, like, we talk a lot about what do you give away. Alex Hormozy, who I know you're close with, talks about give as much value as you can.
Yes.
And he does that. I know you do that. This, for me, is really, truly valuable. It's a piece of the whole project, right? What I give. It's my IP. And I just want people to get started, right? And then once they get started, they need more help, I'm here.
Exactly.
Right?
That's it. So how they can find you in social media?
Pete Grimes is my website. I'm in LinkedIn a lot. I do a lot of work in LinkedIn, of course. There I put all my tools as well. And And the link to these tools will be in the description.
Perfect. So we put the link in the description. So anyone that you're thinking to get your message out there, do not overthink it. I'm sold, and I think everyone listening to here, go talk to Pete. There's no charge for you, just to talk to him to see if that's something he can help you.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us.
And how about you, everyone? This is a big moment. Ready for the book?
Change of flight, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
That was great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.